Já moc děkuju. Já bych na úvod chtěla říct, že omlouvám se teda, že to budu říkat v angličtině, ale ono to je tak důležité téma a ty materiály pro tuto přednášku mi poskytla paní profesorka Gunmore z Edinburghské univerzity a já jsem jí za to slíbila, že tu přednášku nahraju v angličtině. Takže chtěla jsem se zeptat, kolik z vás si myslí, že brachycephalické kočky netrpí? Kolik z vás si myslí, že by se mohlo jednat o týrání chovem? Takové šlechtiny. Super. Bezva. Tak uvidíme, třeba vás bude na konci víc. Já bych chtěla citovat na začátek zákona o ochranu zvířat, paragraf 13, jeho odstavec 2, který končí, že chovatelé nesmí chovat zvířata, kterým budou chybět části těla nebo orgány, nebo budou-li orgány zvířat funkčně nezpůsobilé anebo znetvořené. Protože bych chtěla touto přednášku ukázat, že toto jsou zvířata, která právě mají takovéto problémy. So, I would like to talk to you about current brachycephalic cats breeding. Is that torch breeding? I will answer this question at the end. First, something about breeding of brachycephalic cats. You can see this. You can see here beautiful cats, doll face. These were cats in 1902 winning the competitions of cats. How beautiful they were. And now you can see the winner of current shows. And you can see how the face flat is. And the fancy clubs now prefer peak face, which is these poor creatures. And now I would like to mention the breeding standards. This is official standard, how the face should look like. The nose is the same as chin and forehead. The conformation affects cat's head and welfare the same as it does in dogs. So this is not right. I don't feel we should breed cats looking like this because they are not able to eat on their own. They have to have they have to have kibbles, like big amount of it, to be able even to eat. And something about the complex illnesses they can suffer. First, brachycephalic obstructive airway syndrome, which is already subscribed by the literature in dogs. But there are some first studies in cats, also corneal diseases and nasolacrimal system disorders. There was a really nice study, I will mention it later, and dystocia in neonatal mortality. Or also other brachycephalic related health problems. First, about brachycephalic obstructive airway syndrome. There are this is chronic respiratory condition with variable complex of anatomical changes. They have stenotic nerves, so they cannot breathe in the air. I have seen British cats suffering from this. The problem is the breeders are changing the cats, not the brachycephalic cats, but the normal, beautiful cats, into these creatures which are not able to breathe in. And you can also see the presence of nasolacrimal turbinates resulting in narrow airways. The problem is the skull is getting shorter, but the soft tissue there is the same. So imagine you crush the bones and there is soft tissue the same size. So they have really, really tiny way how to breathe in. There is one interesting thing, that tracheas of brachycephalic cats are wider than the domestic short-haired cats. That's quite interesting. And it was already shown in some preliminary studies that the cats suffer the same way as the dog with this syndrome. And there is one of the first studies published with the group of scientists around Professor Daniel Gunmore. They measured from the photos this distance, and they already proved that the cats which have shorter noses, they have much higher probability of having breathing issues, having running eyes, so many, many things which can happen. And they already have questionnaires from the breeders. And some preliminary studies says that the owner and the breeder sometimes of the brachycephalic cats would not recommend other people to buy this cat because they need to be treated. They need really expensive veterinary care. There is a really nice paper about CT scans and anatomical study. They showed with CT scan, X-rays, how the lacrimal ducts look like, how the skulls look like. So you can see they have 4 stages. First, mild. This is brachycephalic already. But this cat is doing well, quite well. This cat suffer. You can see the changes of the skull. And this is scary, because this is the breeder standard. According to breeders, this is normal cat, but if you see this skull, this is brachycephalic cat. So according to breeders, normal cat is already brachycephalic. And look, what does it remind you? Children's skull. It's not cat at all. They are really crippling these really nice creatures into some monsters, maybe, which are almost not able to survive. And other diseases are corneal diseases, nasolacrimal system disorders. They have different eye morphology, so they have really prominent eye globes, and they are more likely to suffer from chronic corneal disease and eye deformities. They are susceptible to entropion, which is turning the fur into the eye. It's really painful. They have running eyes because it's irritating, and they have increased precorneal tear film evaporation, which means they need much more tears to protect the eye, because the eye is way too big. I think somebody of you remember when you have a pup and you hold it behind the neck, the eyes can jump out from the socket. Really, it can happen. I have seen it. Hopefully, I was not the one holding this poor creature. But this can also happen when they will continue with breathing like this. And the anatomy of the nasolacrimal ducts are already shown in previous study. It's related to the shape of the skull. So if you smash it, you make it much more shorter, there will be no lacrimal ducts. And there is also dorsal replacement of the facial bones, which means the upper canine teeth are just perpendicular from the mouth. And there is changed anatomy of the lacrimal duct. Chronic epiphora in all of these cats I have seen. You can see this. Do you think this cat is healthy? Happy? No. It's painful, it's itchy. I don't know what they feel because they don't tell, but you can see from the eyes that the cat doesn't look happy at all. This is sequestration of cornea. It's hell painful. It's really painful. They have it quite often because they have wide open eyes. There is not enough tear film. It's really painful. And I don't know if you see this well, this distichiasis, they are predisposed to have them. So these poor creatures are suffering all life just because somebody thinks it's a good way to breed cats like the children had. And this is also interesting. This is dystocia in neonatal mortality. You can already see that every 4th kitten is dead. They die. So this is a study done by International Cat Care. So it's really important study because it tells that these creatures are almost not able to survive. And the second one, you can see there are exotic short-hair cats. And the problem is that the children look-like face is not able to stimulate the uterus enough. So they are not able to get born properly because the ways, they are not able to open properly. So these cats has to give birth to Caesar section. Most of them. Most of the people don't ask, but they are not able to labor properly. Normal nature way, almost, not any these cats. And there is also increased rates of umbilical hernia because mothers cannot bite out the umbilical cord, which is also a problem. They are not able to eat properly, so it's not surprising they are not able to bite out the umbilical cord. And yeah, I already talked about the high proportion of dying kittens. And another one. brachycephalic related other health problems. You can see down there, there's a brain of normal healthy cat. And do you see this one? This is cerebellum. And this poor cerebellum, deformed and herniated here, is cerebellum of brachycephalic cat. Because they breed them to have a small skull, so the poor brain cannot fit in properly. So they suffer from pain syndromas sometimes. We cannot explain it, but they suffer from huge pain. And these nice whitish stuff here is hydrocephalus. Because it's squeezed here, so the liquid cannot go through. So I'm asking again, do you think it's right to breed those poor cats like this? And other. They cannot tolerate heat and exercise. The kittens are really nice and calm. Do you know why? Because they cannot breathe. They cannot play like the other kittens because they don't have the way how to do it. Maybe they suffer the pain, I don't know, we cannot ask them. But they also suffer from dental problems. They have, I already mentioned, inability to eat and groom normally. There's a story to this cat. The owner was a dentist, human dentist, and he put the golden crowns on his cat's teeth because they were so pinched out from the mouth, so he was afraid the cat can damage them. So he covered them with the gold and recommends that to the other people having these cats. And there is also dorsal rotation of upper jaw and teeth out in an abnormal way, so they cannot fit in the mouth the same way as in brachycephalic dogs. They cannot build, they have lots of tartar on the teeth, and I have seen it on exhibitions when I was doing wedding in. And I told one of the breeder who was owner of the champion cat that the cat suffered and has problems. And he went to other vets who wrote to this owner that it's a breeding sign. So they used this paper to bully myself several weeks on social media. I think it's not right just to overlook the problem, not to doing like you don't see that the animals are suffering. And breeders well know about the health issues of their cats. Maybe don't know about the brain, but they know about the running eyes. And they think it's a normal for the breed, it's a breed sign. And there was also a study in Great Britain that 58 owners of the brachycephalic dogs answered that they think the dog is healthy. But the dog is not able to run outside because he cannot breathe in. And he's doing funny noises because he has really difficulty to breathe. And usually I tell the owners, just hold your nose like this and try to run around. It's impossible. And the breeding associations just tell the people that the tearing and tear staining is normal, occurrence due to the large eyes and recommended regular face washes. That's it. They concluded it's normal, so this cat will have running eyes for the whole life. But if you are doing wedding in on the exhibition, you cannot differentiate it from the infection. So I excluded those cats from exhibition, and I think other vets should do so. Because this is the only way how to explain them this is not right. And the Persian can be affected by polycystic kidney disease. Yes, that's right. But they have many, many other issues which they can suffer from. And there is no similar remark on conformation problems in exotic cats. So exotic cats are considered to be healthy. So in my opinion, what needs to be done? I think immediate change in breeding attitude. Cats with profound extreme brachycephaly should not be added to the breeding, and the cats with really longer noses should be used for breeding to save these nice creatures. Education of breed judges not to prefer extremely brachycephalic cats on exhibitions, because I talked to one of my clients, she's owner, and she's also a breeder, and she told me that the judges prefer these short-nosed cats. So, in my opinion, we need to educate them about this problem, because they might not know that these animals will suffer whole life. And also educated breeders and owners not to prefer extreme brachycephalism, because I have bulldog owners. They see me every second week because the bulldog has red paws, he has running nose, he has something in the eye, he's not able to survive. He's not able to survive without veterinary care. And also penalization of those breeders who will continue in bastardization of cats according to the animal protection law. There is also, there is already in Germany that there is a ban on breeding cats whose nose tip is higher than the level of the lower eyelid. Which is, in conclusion, that they have that short nose, so it's higher than the eyes, which is really, really, really strange. And I would like to end up with few words from other people. Leonardo da Vinci said, "The smallest feline is a masterpiece." And one of the professors from Sydney University, I know him, he's really nice. Our consensus is that basic design of the domestic cat is fundamentally sound. Why we mess with it? It's a design that evolved through functionality. In contrast, severely brachycephalic cats are bastardization of all the things that makes cats special. And I'm saying that current brachycephalic cats breeding is torture breeding. Such breeding turns these elegant athletic animals in miserable, sickly mutants, unable to survive on their own without veterinary intervention. These are just normal pictures of Persian cats. So people think it's normal, and these animals suffer for their whole life. And I would like to acknowledge Professor Danielle Poonmore, who helped me a lot with this presentation. She provided me with the pictures. And these people, these researchers are currently doing research on brachycephalic cats. So they will have more results and they will show us how these animals suffer. Something needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your presentation and you on this interesting topic. And I will ask audience if they have any comments or answers related to this presentation. If not so thank you very much again. And I would like to invite next speaker.